Namaste. And today I want to talk to you about one particular key factor in attaining true wealth. And yes, I do in part mean storing up wealth. I do in part mean money. That's one form of it, okay? But there's much more to it than that, okay? And this one key, I'll just tell you right up front, and I'm just going to go deeper into it. It is living the natural life. And yes, I'm sorry, no, it is not. This is not the only way to wealth. But I will argue that in these days, in these times, and also looking futuristically towards the Aquarian age, that yes, actually, this is what you need to do. The ways of the Pisces age is ending. We are shifting out of the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. Okay? So these will be practices that really, in the end, most people will begin to adopt. And I'm talking one age, okay, based on the processional slippage, lasts 2,100 years. Okay? And that's what, right now it's August 2015. Just last month, we had the Jupiter and Venus in Leo, okay? Most people who understand these things, most spiritual people, astrologers, including myself, again, I don't like to use the word believe, but I'll use the word, we have a very strong conviction that the Jupiter and Venus in the sky was the same thing as the star, almost the same or similar thing as the Star of Bethlehem in the Bible, okay? Because Jupiter and Venus were both appearing as stars, okay? They looked like stars, and that's why Venus is often called the evening star, okay? Because it'll look like a star in the sky. So if you had your head looking up at all over the last 3 months, throughout May, June, July, if you were out just taking a walk, you would have noticed, even before any of the other stars were out, you would have noticed that this was what was happening in the sky. And then so many other things, the tetrad blood moons, the whole 2012 thing where we are shifting. If this is the galactic center of plane, okay, we are shifting from below it to above it, so we're going across it. So there's so many things that have been happening just since 2012, okay? And again, these things don't happen overnight. If they happened overnight, we would be so traumatized, we wouldn't be able to handle it, okay? That's why these things are planned out the way they're planned out. But anyways, let's get back to the mundane level, okay? Because this is an occult channel. This is a spiritual channel. So we're going to be talking about astrology. We're going to be talking about hidden things. So you better expect to be hearing things that are outside the box. Okay, don't be if you're on this, if you're listening to me, and you're trying to go from some position or some paradigm from the past. I'm sorry, I'm going to piss you off. Okay, but you need to clear your head, and hopefully I can plant some seeds of truth with you. Okay. Anyways, let's talk about the new version of wealth. Okay, the new foundation of wealth moving forward, okay, for both you and future generations, okay? Living the natural life, what do I mean by that? Okay, I mean living by the seasons. I mean not needing money. Yes, still keep yourself in the marketplace. I'm not saying make a full exit. That's not at all what I'm saying. That's absolutely ridiculous. It'd be absolutely ridiculous to not participate in a market when you can extract wealth from it and also give back to it as well. Okay? But at the same time, are you going to depend on the banks? Are you going to depend on the government and the system? Are you going to continue to participate in a system that's completely, from where it's coming from is completely unconscious and completely in the hands of a very few wealthy, influential individuals who don't really have necessarily your best interest at heart. Okay, and we're not talking conspiracy theory here. Yeah, there are conspiracies, but we don't even need to talk about that. All we need to know is that people who are at the top, who currently have wealth and influence, they have to take care of themselves. They have to make market moves. We could talk about this in a very empathetic way. We don't need to get way out there and get crazy and be like, getting pissed off at, all these Illuminati or whatever. And yes, there is an Illuminati, but we don't have to even get crazy about it. Look, they're up at the top. They're playing the game from the top. If you were playing the game from the top, you might be making similar moves that they're making. I'm not saying let's totally empathize with them. I'm not saying I agree with what they've been doing and the crap they do. But let's face it, you're down here. We're all down here. They're up there. Okay? So you need to take care of yourself. And that's the key phrase moving forward needs to be sustainability or personal sustainability. Personal sustainability, family sustainability, regional, citywide sustainability, right? But it starts with you. It starts with you on a personal level. Everyone should be able to take care of themselves. At least have these basic skill sets. And I believe in 100 years, I believe that everyone will. Maybe 100, maybe more. Who knows? Eventually, it's going to come about that way. Okay, because that's part of the age of Aquarius. That's the glyph or symbol for the age of Aquarius is the man with the big jug of water pouring out the spiritual waters, pouring out the knowledge, okay, amongst the people. Okay, we're coming out of a dark time, and look. I mean, if you don't believe me, look at we have YouTube, we have Facebook. Information is free now, right? Used to be people hoarded information or only passed it on to their children. Okay? Now you can learn things, you can learn whatever you're wired to learn or whatever your interests are, you can go out there and check it out. You can go learn it. No matter what it is. Right? Things can't be hidden anymore. Okay? So again, I'm sorry, let's get back to talking about what exactly I mean by living the natural life. One thing I definitely mean, and that's required to live by the seasons, and it's something we've lost over the last 75 or so years, okay? But it's how people survived. And not that we're looking at living on survival. We are very fortunate to have the systems that we have, the food delivery systems. You're able to order stuff online and ship it across the country. These are very beautiful things, right? They're great things. I'm not saying we're going to forsake any of them. However, you do need to consider, on one level, I'm going to talk about this on many levels, okay? But yes, on the survival level, you need to consider what would you and your family do if there was a major, what I call hiccup or disruption in these systems, okay? Are you going to be unconscious and like everyone else, and you're going to run to the store and be all crazy and looting the store, right? And trying to look out because you weren't prepared mentally and literally with food in your pantry. Okay, excuse me while I sit down real quick. So I apologize. That looks real good with the blanket there, doesn't it? I'll take that down. So, the one thing I definitely mean is I don't have an example. It's in my book, but is canning and jarring food, preserving food. Okay? And the other part of that goes with that is living by the seasons. Okay? Because, and getting local food seasonally, right? Rather than relying on food from across the world being shipped over here in boats, right? That's weeks old, right? And has to be genetically modified, right? Because in order to make it to get it to last, right? Because you can get, like just today, I got 4 dozen ears of corn, okay, for what was it? $16. It's $4 per dozen. I could have bought more. And I intend on jarring that up. And that will last for a good 2 years. Probably will eat it within the year, right? Because obviously next year I'll be able to can up some more. The big part of this though is that by living by the seasons, one, you are literally saving a ton of money. Literally saving a ton of money. So I mean, you want to talk about savings and security. You're going to save money, okay? And you have security. There's literally food in your pantry. So no matter what happens with any of our systems, including the monetary system, including the devaluation of your money, you will know you got food in your pantry. Doesn't that make sense? Does it make sense to not have food? Like, no, you can at least survive for a month. At least. Right? Everyone, no matter what, should be able to survive for at least a month. Or much longer. But thinking seasonally, though, okay, everyone should have seeds, okay, for the next year. Whether or not you're going to use them or not, you should just buy seeds. They're cheap. They're super duper cheap, okay, and have them in case something happens during the winter or whatever next year, and you need to begin planting your own food. They're super cheap. It's not a big deal. It doesn't barely cost you anything, okay? And if you need them, then you have them. Second, from about July, all the way through October. Depends on where you're at, okay? But where I live here, in the U.S., from about July to October, these are the harvest seasons where things start coming to fruit, right? July was like strawberries. June was like strawberries. So it's like June. June was like strawberries. July was like blueberries. August, raspberries come in. September is like apples and stuff like that. There's all sorts of stuff I'm not going to go through the whole entire list here. You can look this stuff up. Okay? But as those things come into season, right? Or like right now with sweet corn. I just bought a bunch of sweet corn. Delicious. Okay? See, when they're in season, they're local. Why not just buy them from a local farmer, who is, by the way, it's much easier to trust. Someone you go down to the farmer's market and you look right in their eye, and who are you going to trust? Like the big brand? Why would you trust a big brand over like a farmer? That like literally, you could literally look up where the food is grown. Do you think they're going to poison you? Right? Do you think they're going to mess around with their food when they have to look you in the eye? It's much less likely. Okay? And it's just amazing that we've gone so far in the other direction as far as trust goes. Like, and I know, in my mind, that's how my mind used to work. I still feel that pull to trusting big brands. But it makes absolutely no sense. Go down to your local farmer's market. Talk to these people are passionate. They love what they do. They care about you. Or, obviously there's going to be some what do you call it, scorpions or whatever in the bunch who are going to be like just playing your feel-good sort of thing. But the vast majority of them, genuinely, and I'd argue probably most of the time all of them, okay, they're genuine and they care and they love what they do. They love being outside. They love growing what they grow. Oftentimes it's been in their family for generations. They take pride in it. And if you got sick from their food, don't you think you're gonna go down the road? I mean, if the food like killed your family member or whatever, don't you think they know like you might sue them? They know that. All right? Rather than this big brand that has like hundreds or thousands of farms underneath them, right? Or a company like Monsanto who like tries to own the seeds, patents the seeds, right? They're trying to eliminate like, I don't know if you've watched these documentaries. You need to get out and watch these documentaries on Netflix and whatnot. Like, they're trying to basically own food, people. You need to stop feeding them. Like, by feeding them, I mean buying from them and buying from their farmers. Okay? And they don't treat their farmers well either. I mean, they do, but once the farmers turn on them, they don't even let their farmers save seed. Matter of fact, they even sue people who, when Their trucks are driving by like a normal farm, like a normal healthy farm, and their seeds and dust spreads on that farm, which these farmers don't want it on their farm. They end up suing them because they sampled the edge of the farm, and then that's their proof that this farmer's using their seed. That farmer's like, get that crap off of my. I don't want that GMO crap on my farm. And yet they're winning court battles against these farmers, right? Farmers are supposed to be able to save their own seed, but see, these big companies, they want to own it. They want to own food. They want to control us, right? And they don't care. They care about their profits. That's what they care about. And they're putting out these like ads now, these feel-good ads. Don't be tricked. They're putting these, they know that the word is spreading about them. I mean, there's entire marches just to like say screw these people, and their argument, okay, is that we need these GMO whatever, and they don't say it like this, but their argument is we need this GMO modified corn and food in order to sustain everyone. Otherwise, we won't be able to feed everyone. Okay, well that's honestly, it's totally not true. Anyone can get their own seeds, heirloom seeds, grow their own food in their own backyard, and I mean, yes, if that disappeared overnight, yeah, we would have a problem. But if we make a gradual shift, if people begin educating themselves slowly, do what I did just this year. I have a nice big tomato plant. I got lettuce. Actually, I got too much lettuce. I got a problem. I have to eat. I'm trying to get it all eaten and harvested. Okay, so I mean, if you just grew just a little bit of your own, you would see how insane that idea is that we need genetically modified corn and all this crappy food. By the way, that's killing us, making us feel like shit, giving us cancer. It's crossbred with animals sometimes. It's just insane, people. All this needs to come to a fucking end. Okay. So, this just on so many levels, you see the problem. The diabetes, everything, all of our problems. It's all from the food. Okay, and the air and everything, and the water. Okay, these are the problems we need to solve. So, but we want to talk about being wealthy. All of this is relevant, by the way. So I talked about canning and jarring on a survival level. So yeah, just imagine the confidence you would have. Okay, and this is the point where I'm getting to. Imagine the confidence you would have, knowing you had the skills to live off the land, even just your own backyard. Okay, you have seeds, you have food canned and jarred, and again, this is what people were doing 50 years ago, 75 years ago. That's what they did to survive. No refrigeration. You don't need it. The stuff will last up to 2 years or longer. People, I mean, 2 years is what the USDA says, but many people say much longer than that. Okay. But develop these skills now, just in little increments. This is not about getting off the grid, people. It's about being able to get off the grid. And again, I'm still talking on a survival level, right? There's so many other benefits to this stuff. Okay, so let's get off this survival level here for a minute, okay? And let's get into the more positive benefits. Again, savings. You buy stuff local in season. It's fresh, okay? And you're saving money. All right? So, but you have to be able, and you have to schedule time for this stuff, okay? And you have to maybe set aside one or two weekends or 1 or 2 days a month where you're going out and picking stuff. Like going out to these they're called U-Pick. So look this up on the internet. Look up U-Pick, where, in your city or state. All right, and there's websites that list U-Pick farms. And there's a reason these farmers allow this stuff. Some of them are only 100% U-pick farms. Some of them are have a U-pick element because stuff's coming to harvest and it's falling off the trees and off the branches or bushes, and it's gonna rot on the ground. Like, it's gonna ruin other fruit, and it's gonna whatever. It's also waste. So why not have people just come out and pick it, right? And you can get so much. I got so many blueberries. I got hundreds of dollars worth of blueberries for about an hour of my time and about $10. Fresh, local, naturally grown blueberries. Okay, bring them home, can and jar them, right? What the equivalent of what it cost me, about $150 I calculated, and I was just taking my time and I was learning. So imagine next year when I know what I'm doing. I just go out there and I know what I'm doing with the picking. I know what I'm doing with the canning and jarring, right? Imagine when I do it multiple times, okay? So I mean, you just save a ton of money. You won't need, therefore you need money less, okay? And you need money less because you have food saved. That's the real savings. Okay, yeah, save money in the bank, but also, and if you're not ready to go and tackle that part and going out canning and jarring and all the stuff, just buy jars of good food, just one or two here and there as every week. This is the same idea as putting a few dollars aside, for budgeting, for just setting money aside, or saving for retirement, But we're paying. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to a survival level here, sort of. You pay for health insurance, you pay for car insurance, you pay for homeowners insurance, insurance. But dude, what happens when you don't have food? Food is probably one of your biggest expenses. Okay, it's right up there with your mortgage and all your health insurance and all that stuff. Probably more. Okay? What about your family? What are you gonna do? You gonna eat your cats? You gonna kill your neighbors? Think about it for a second, people. Why do you work? Mainly for food and shelter. Okay? It's insane that we're so concerned with money, and that's why they say, and I don't agree with it necessarily, but they say money is at the root of all evil. And yeah, if you let it be, it doesn't need to be. It can. There's a good reason we have money. It lubricates the wheels of commerce, right? There's a good reason it came about, because now we have one central thing that we can trade, and that we know that there's a common value and understood value for across the board. Okay, and that we can establish market prices and have confidence in it. And we don't have to, that's the reason you don't have to go out and you don't have to barter with people, or you don't have to haggle with them. That's what people used to have to do. So there is a great, money is great in that sense, and getting rid of that problem. But you're not utilizing it properly, right? You're so obsessed we're so obsessed with it that we think it's the end all be all, and it really isn't. Okay. So, but when I say, let's bring this all around, okay, and get this video at an end. So when I started the video, I said that, this living a natural lifestyle is going to be the key to future wealth. Well, this is the reason why. You're going to save money. You're going to be confident because you have food stored up. You're going to be confident because you could literally survive all winter without needing to pay for food. So in that sense, you'd also be saving money on that end too. So you'd have already expended the money, right? And your mind will be free, all right? And then your money will be free to do other things with, to invest in whatever you want to invest in. Maybe you want to play the markets. Maybe you want to, I don't know, start a business or set more money aside for retirement. Whatever it is that you want to do with your money. Now you have more money to do it with. And you have food. Healthy, local, naturally grown, hopefully you choose organic or food with natural growing practices, GMO free, etc., etc. Okay, and also let me talk one other thing that's kind of on a, again, this is beyond your own personal level, but it's thinking about local economy. Okay, you're keeping, if by buying from a local farmer, you're keeping your money local. In that sense, instead of all of our energy, our money, which is stored energy, being sucked off of us, okay, off from our local area by big corporations. Not again, I'm not freaking out like big conspiracy, whatever. Like, no, it just literally look at it like that's what we're doing. We're spending our money at places like Walmart, and then it's going off, and then it's in the hands of wealthy people, and they spend it where they want to spend it. So it doesn't come back to us. Our energy is leaving us, both from a personal level, on a local level, on a regional level, on every level. It's leaving us to go to these wealthy individuals or wealthy people, whatever. It's our own fault, people. People bitch about the 1%. Dude, let's start taking responsibility. Okay, and that's what we need to do. And by the way, there's a joy in it too. There's a joy in dealing with the local farmer. There's a joy in knowing you can take care of yourself and your family, developing those skills. So on every level, on savings, the joy of experiencing of just being out in the sun and planting some food and knowing you can take care of yourself, knowing there's food in the pantry. All around, it's a win-win-win-win-win-win-win situation for everyone except for the people who have been cheating us or really just benefiting off of our ignorance. I don't even want to say they've been cheating. I mean, they are playing us, but it's our own fault. It's our own fault. We need to take responsibility. Okay? And one more thing. People love talking about voting and, how important voting is. Listen, people, the real vote is with your dollar. The dollars you spend every day. And when you choose to send your dollars off to God knows where, guess what? You're helping other people control you, right? Keep your money local. Keep your money to yourself if you want. Buy gold, buy metals, store food. All this is value in different forms. Food, money, gold, stocks, retirement savings. All it is you're saving up your energy for future use and consumption or whatever. Okay? So that's all that is. So I'm not knocking money. I'm not saying don't use money, but you should be able to survive without it. We need to diversify ourselves. People love to talk about diversification strategies with investment portfolios and stuff like that. Well, diversify yourself. Like, what if inflation goes through the roof, or there's another attack, or our food systems, even for 3 days, like the blackouts of 2003. People were freaking out then. I remember when I was driving home, there was a Kmart by my old house. I pulled up, and I was like, what the heck is going on? I didn't even know the power had gone out. And a lady ran up to my window. The terrorists have attacked. The terrorists have attacked. There was no terrorist attack. Okay, there was power outages. People freaking out. They didn't know what to do. We're so dependent on this stuff. So again, enjoy these things, but also appreciate what it's like to live without them for a minute. And then when you come back to them, guess what? Now you appreciate those things even more, right? Now you don't take them for granted. Now you don't assume they're always going to be there for you. Okay? I leave you with that. Start learning to plant your own food, can and jar your own food. Go down to your local farmer's market. And even if you're not going to do any of that, this Christmas, spend money with local merchants, right? Buy unique gifts. Don't send your money off to the big box stores, right? Don't be tricked by all these ads. I mean, yeah, if your kid wants a special gift, yeah, get in that gift. But outside of that, try to do your best to get something unique and buy some from someone local. Okay? Namaste. Hope that was helpful. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.